In this video, we're going to be looking at how to create a 3D scene in Godot. I'm going to be showing you how to make a character, a floor to walk around on, and then setting up the lighting for the scene as well. The first thing we want to do is go over here and create a 3D scene. We can rename this to main. So once we've added in this main node here, we can go over here and I'll add a node 3D. Can rename this to level, and then we can click Control D and just duplicate it. So if we double click on that, let's go ahead and name this one environment. And this is going to be for all of our lighting. So now that we have all of our nodes set up, let's go ahead and create our floor. So we can create a new scene here. I'm going to click other node and we're going to do a static body 3D. Can rename this to floor. Then we can add a child node. We'll do a mesh instance 3D. And then we can create a new plane mesh. I'm going to increase the scale to 5. If we click on mesh up here and click on the create collision shape, then we hit create, and that's going to allow us to actually walk around on it and collide with it. So we can go ahead and hit save scene. We'll create a new folder and we'll name this scenes. And then we'll hit save. So over here we have our floor scene. Over here back in our main scene, we'll go ahead and save this one as well in that same folder. Now we can drag over the floor into our level, and there we go. Now it's in our 3D main scene. So the next thing I want to do is set up our character. So we'll create a new scene. We'll use other node, and then we'll type in character body 3D. So now that we have our character body 3D, we need to go ahead and add in a mesh instance. And then we can make this a capsule shape. And then we also need to add in a collision shape 3D and a capsule shape as well. Then we need to add in a camera, and we can position this at the player's head. All right, and then I'm also going to add in a crosshair. So I'll just do a color rect, and then I'll make this pretty small. The color, make it black, and then we'll put in some alpha. Put it in the center of the screen, and then that's going to be our crosshair. Now on the color rect, we also want to go into mouse, and the filter instead of stop, we'll do ignore. That way it'll allow our mouse to move around. So in the character body 3D, we need to go ahead and add a script. So if you wanted to, you could check mark this template box and it'll give you a basic character movement script. Now this one only is for the movement of the character, but it doesn't include any mouse movement. So if you want to look around, we'll have to modify the script. So I'll go ahead and I'll erase all of this and I'll add in this script here. It's basically just a modified version of the default movement. The only thing I've added is some scripting here that allows me to move the mouse around and look around. And then also if I push Alt, it'll release the mouse cursor so that I can move the mouse around. So the next thing we need to do is add in some input here. And the input is going to be for move left, move right, move forward, move back. And then we also need to add in the UI Alt key. So if we go over here to project and we click on project settings, we can add a new action, and I'll just go ahead and add in all the move ones. We need move back, we need move left, and move right. Then we need UI Alt. So if we click on the plus icon over here for add event, we can just push a key on the keyboard and it'll pop up. So I'll go ahead and assign all of these. And then for Alt, we just push the Alt key and that should be good there. So now that we have that, we can go ahead and save all of our scenes. If we go back to the 3D view, we can go to the main here. We can drag in our character body 3D scene, and that's going to be put into our project. Now, if we go over here and we turn off the lighting, this is what our scene looks like. So we need to set that up in our project. So we can add a child node. We'll do environment, world environment. And then we also need to get a directional light 3D. So in the world environment, right here where it says empty, we need to do new environment. Click on the drop down for the background. We want to click sky, and then this will pop up for the sky. We'll create a new sky and then a procedural sky material. Now here you can modify a lot of aspects of it. So if you want to adjust the top color, let's say we want to make it a little bit more blue, the horizon, we'll make it look kind of like a sunset. And then we can even control the ground color as well. So that'll be fine for now. We're not looking to get too crazy into all of this. But for this tutorial, I'm going to keep it pretty simple. We need to adjust the directional light, just make it look a little bit nicer. All right, so here is our basic scene. And if we go ahead and hit play, we will be able to move around, we can jump, we can look around with the mouse, and we can see where we're pointing with our crosshair. So now you can add this into your project and you can start making your game however you need.